Good everybody, and welcome to our YouTube channel. So we bring to you the best of travel information, travel deals, travel tips, travel guidelines. So if you do not want to miss out of this, please hit that subscribe button. In short, share this so that people can subscribe to this. We're just getting started, so you don't want to miss out of this. Now let's go to the business of the day. The question is, which transportation is the safest transportation? What transportation is the safest transportation in the world? Now, there are four types of transportation: the land transportation, the rail transportation, the air transportation, and then there is the water transportation, which I do not like because I feel that if anything happens while you're in the middle of the water, how can you jump down and start running? And I always thought that if you can escape from a situation, that's what makes a transportation the safest. Just like the land transportation, if anything is happening, you can just jump down from the bus and run. Well, I discovered that I was wrong for using that as a yardstick to determining the safest transportation. Now, if you want to determine which transportation is the safest, you look at number one, the casualties, and then number two, the usage. How many people uses the land transportation, and then the casualties from this usage. So now let's talk about the land transportation. It is said that over 1.2 to 1.5 people, over the world die using the land transportation. So it is 3,000 people die every day using from the motorcycle or car crash. This is casualties for the land transportation. And let's go over to the rail transportation. It is said that over 700 to 900 people die yearly using the rail transportation. Now you might have to think 700 to 900 is very small, but the question is, how many people uses the rail system in your country, outside your country? So you need to determine the usage before you now decide, okay, this is the safest means of transportation. And let's now go to the water transportation. Over 100 to 300 people die yearly using the water transportation. The question still remains the usage. How many people use this transportation frequently? So before you can determine what transportation is the safest, you need to think about the casualties and the usage. If just 1,000 people use the water transportation in a year, and 300 this time, is it set to be safe? Now let's now go to the air transportation. That is my business, the air transportation. So it is said that for over 10 years now, 500 people die yearly using the air transportation. And sure, let's be sincere, you might go a year and not hear about any air crash. Take for example your local flights. Throughout this year, have you heard from your local flight of any air crash? When you look at the international setting, how many times have you heard about air crash? No, IATA gave a data, and they said that the odds of dying in a plane crash are about 1 in 11 million. 1 in 11 million. And then it is said that the odds of dying in a car crash is around 1 in 5,000. 1 in 5,000. Now you need to know that the air transportation has strict safety regulations which governs all air transportation body for every country. So you do not just operate on your own. So there are daily checks of the aircraft before your flight picks up. They are always doing regular checks on the aircraft to know that the system of this aircraft are in good order. Number two, the pilot takes continuous training. You see a pilot, it just keeps training. They give them new training upon trainings, and then the navigation system for this air transportation is very good when it comes to the flight path, the weather conditions, the maintenance, the everything. It is controlled and it is being maintained properly. Now planes have two engines, so while on transit, let's say one of the engine just goes off, the second one comes in. Now, not all planes has two engines. We'll still come to that. There are planes that have one engine. There are planes that has 4 engines. There are planes that has 3 engines. By determining, the purpose of this, planes that has this engine. But for a commercial plane that takes passengers from one place to another, long routes, you can see 2 to 3 engines. Yes, 2 engines for a commercial plane. So this makes it safe. And then there are regulations you must follow. The regulations you must follow and you must abide strictly by these regulations. Once you do not abide by these regulations, your license will be seized. It means that no operations for you. So aircraft owners are very cautious, they're very careful, and they abide strictly to the rules. Pilot also take trainings. You can't just be there because everybody keeps growing, and you can't just be there. You need to grow because there are new things that are coming. The world is evolving, new planes are coming out, and then new handles are coming out. So you must learn, to be ahead, so that when these things comes, you know, you will begin to operate freely. Now let's now go back to the land transportation. A lot of people driving on the road are not eligible to be driving on the road. A lot of cars that are on the road are not supposed to be on the road. So now, if there are rules, if there are guidelines, if there are regulations that will be put in place for this, probably we can say the land transportation will probably one day become the safest. But for now, there are a lot of do's and don'ts. Sorry, there are a lot of don'ts that people are doing, you know, on the land transportation. So yes, there should be a check. There should be guidelines. They should take out some cars, take out some drivers, do a proper screening, do a proper test before handing the driving license to anybody. And then also people that faults the road, the road signs, the traffic regulations, they should also be fined. Probably give them a ban for 4 years, 3 years. But maybe this will make everybody, a bit cautious of what they're doing. So yeah, so the air transportation is the safest, and this is my field. So I think it is book more flights. What do you think? So I'm going to Calabar, book a flight. I'm going to. Do you have a flight to just? I'll book it for you. Do you have a flight to Imo State? I'll book it for you. So book a flight today and stay safe.